James is not used to fighting, so his arsenal of attacks is limited.
Oh yeah? Well, I just saw him shoot a nurse in the knee and curb stomp from American History X style.
The original game.
James isn't used to fighting. Come here, bam!
Players to feel
Stop on the bitch! Like, come on! So, I'm noticing that people are doing this more and more on the internet. You'll say something, and then somebody will respond to it, and they'll start arguing something that you're not even arguing. So, I got this comment. Remember, every change was validated by Konami. So I say, Konami hasn't given an ish about Silent Hill since Silent Hill 4. And then this guy says, 2022 is their most successful year, and having the game made is more of a risk than a reward for them. Not that you do your own research or anything. Now all of a sudden we're talking about Konami's finances? Like, I'm talking about how Konami has disrespected Silent Hill since Silent Hill 4. And now I guess that means that, like, I'm talking crap about their finances? Because I didn't mention their finances. I didn't mention the year 2022. So I was like, all right, this guy is a weirdo, so I'm just gonna play with him. Do some research for me. Where did I mention that Konami wasn't making money? When did I mention their earnings in 2022? When did Silent Hill 4 come out? Psst, it's not 2022. How much money does Konami make on pachinko machines? Get back to me on this. Thinking that, you know, I wouldn't hear from this guy ever again. Well, it turns out he did get back to me, and he wrote a giant paragraph. So I went down, or a couple paragraphs, so obviously I came down here and I disliked it, and that's just the end of that. I'm not reading that. You don't get to come into my comment section, argue something that I wasn't even talking about, and then expect me to engage with you. This is what we call a nonsense person. When you're having an argument or you're having a disagreement, and then somebody starts arguing a point that you've never even made, if you pivot and start to engage with their deflection, you're validating this, like, debate tactic. I don't even know, like, did you guys learn this in debate class? Like, what is this? Like, I wasn't talking about their finances. All I said was that they don't care about Silent Hill, and they've just been farming it out to developer after developer after developer. And Bloober Team is one of those developers that Silent Hill is being farmed out to.
Our goal from the very beginning was to maintain the game's atmosphere while modernizing the gameplay to make it competitive in 2024.
It's a survival horror game. It's not supposed to be competitive with other modern games. It's supposed to be a standalone psychological horror experience. When I'm playing Silent Hill 2, the original, I'm not thinking about, oh man, this really competes with Resident Evil and all of its other contemporaries. No, it was supposed to be its own thing.
In the remake, the story remains largely the same. However, with the magic of modern
largely the same. It should be absolutely one-to-one the same.
technology, we're able to expand on some of its aspects.
The hardest was designing combat. We want to be as faithful as possible to the original game, but also we want players to feel...
Yeah, that's not faithful to the original game. If you were trying to make a whole new game with a whole new IP, then having, you know, targeted limb attacks where you can shoot them in the leg and then stomp them on the head. Yeah, this isn't Silent Hill. This is Dead Space.
Satisfaction while...
But we gotta be competitive with modern games, you know. We wouldn't be trying to make Silent Hill 2 Silent Hill 2 when we could just make it Dead Space, shoot the guy in the leg and then curb stomp him. That's Silent Hill 2. We're being really respectful of the original.
Expand this world to show the players new elements that were previously inaccessible and just make this game richer.
So the main thing that requires...
Make this
and
game
just make
what?
this game richer.
Oh, richer? I thought she said reacher. I mean, I don't... Yeah, that'll make Silent Hill better. Let's get Alan Richardson over here to some whores and kill some monsters.
The thing that requires rethinking was the fog, because it was called classic in the original game, and it's a veil that covers the...
The fog looks like the fog, it looks stylized now, where it was supposed to be... It was supposed to obscure your vision in the original, and now it just kind of looks like it's just rolling around on the floor. Like, the fog... Like, again, they don't get it. They don't get it.
Words and makes the player to feel even more isolated.
Like, see, look at that. And I get the whole idea of like, well, how is the player gonna know where to go if everything's obscured in fog? That was the point. You were supposed to feel lost. You were supposed to feel claustrophobic. The fog was supposed to be overpowering. And now it just sits on the floor like an alcoholic.
Through just the subtle changes on characters' faces.
I love how Angela looks different in every camera angle and every scene that she's in. Still doesn't look like the original, but we're respecting the original.
James is not used to fighting, so his arsenal of attacks is limited.
Oh yeah? Well, I just saw him shoot a nurse in the knee and curb stomp from American History X style.
The original game.
James isn't used to
but also
fighting. Come here,
we
bitch.
want players
Bam!
to feel satisfaction
Stop
while
on the
playing.
bitch! Like, come on! In the original, he would kick monsters, but he wouldn't curb stomp them after shooting him in the shin. But he's just a normal guy. He's not some kind of action hero. We're respecting the original. Come on! You people will buy anything. I just love when people in the comments section tell me that I'm not allowed to form my opinion because the game's not out yet. And it's like, why do you think that they put this gameplay footage out so that you can get an idea of the game? So like, imagine a world where like you had to buy every single game to have an opinion. You had to watch every single movie to have an opinion on it. Then why do they put out trailers? Like, these people don't think. Let's say Donald Trump puts out a video game and you don't like Donald Trump. Are you gonna buy his game to say that it sucks? No, because then you'd be supporting Donald Trump's video game. It doesn't make sense. Like, let's say you hate let's say that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson puts out a video game, and you despise Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You hate the mother... And he puts out a video game. Are you gonna buy the game to support him? No. You wouldn't want any money going to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. His smug face, his eyebrows. I hate the way that he walks. I hate the way that he talks. I can't stand the way that he dresses. I'm not buying the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson game if I don't want to support Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If I don't want to support Bloober Team's reimagining of Silent Hill 2, then I ain't buying it.
We're trying to honor something that's already been made. And so it's not me creating something, it's me channeling something.
We're trying to honor something that's already been made. That's why we completely changed Maria's design. Her design was integral to the plot. This outfit does not convey the projection from his mind. She's supposed to be an over-sexualized manifestation of his sexual obsession or repression, whatever you want to call it.
I do believe that this will be trying its very best to capture and recapture the atmosphere, the vibe, and the story, and sometimes like the literal words and moments of the original.
No, like, you can't, like, they just keep saying it. They just keep saying, we're respecting the original, we're respecting the atmosphere. The fog sucks, the combat is Dead Space, or more like Calypso Protocol, the worst version of Dead Space. They just lie to your face. We've changed the character designs. We've changed the combat. We've made the fog just kind of rest on the floor instead of, you know, being all-encompassing and restricting you and making you feel like you're alone and isolated. We've changed everything, but we're really trying to stay true to the original.